We recently were given a new trailer showing us more of Pokemon Sword and Shield. In this trailer, we were introduced to new Pokemon, some new features, and some not so new features. Hey, X and Y, do you think we can copy your homework? Yeah, just change it up a bit so it doesn't look the same. There is Gigantamaxing, which now is literally Mega Evolution, just like with a Godzilla twist on it. But today's video is not about that. Today's video is about one of those two new gym leaders, specifically the Ghost Gym Leader. And as you can see, the Ghost type gym leader is, well, yeah, they are fulfilling the role. They're doing a good job of it. Look like Ghost type gym leader. Clearly, they look possessed. A little bit more than just a Ghost type gym leader. But is that really true? So sign in, get ready to like and share my work, and join me for today's Pokemon Theory. Is the Ghost type gym leader possessed? So we have two gym leaders. B, a fighting type expert, which, well, it really looks like it's exclusive to Sword, and Alistair, which is exclusive to Shield. Once again, Game Freak is clearly playing on the opposite factors of each other by having a Ghost and Fighting B version exclusives. So the fighting type Sword, Fighting, Sword, and Ghost defensive Shield. Not really sure if a Ghost type is more defensive than offensive, but hey, it works. And the name B, more like Bay, am I right?
Offensive!
But Alistair is a bit strange. Clearly a Ghost type user. What were Game Freak trying to emulate here? What was the inspiration? Well, I looked up Allister and I found a pop band by the name. That was the most closely matching result besides this trainer itself. I don't think that has anything to do with it though. However, if I recall, Alistair was the sword from Devil May Cry. The spelling is a bit different, slightly, but listen to this. Alistair is the Living Devil Arm, the Thunder Sword, and Spirit of Lightning, appearing in Devil May Cry. Well, the Spirit of Lightning. Perhaps Alistair has a Rotom, basing the gym leader on the spirit of an electrifying sword. I mean, it sounds great to me. But we only know one Pokemon that this trainer has as of now, which is Mimikyu. While we might not know the origins, we do know the type of trainer that this Pokemon trainer is, the Pokemon that he has, and what the trainer looks like. Taking a look at the trainer, we see that they have a long sleeve shirt, shorts, and suspenders on. The number on his leg registers to Pokemon 291, Ninjask. A missed opportunity if you ask me though, as 292 is Shedinja, which is a bug ghost type, which would be perfect for this trainer, because he's a Ghost type expert, so why wouldn't they just do 292? Maybe I'm missing an inside joke here, but it doesn't matter. On the shirt, we can read the letters O-B-E-Y, which spell obey. Now this is a pop culture reference. Obey Clothing was founded on the art, design, and ideals of Shepard Fairey. With biting sarcasm verging on reverse psychology, he goads viewers using the imperative quote-unquote obey to take heed of the propagandists out to bend the world to their agendas. It's basically a satirical take on the government constantly telling people to listen and obey. If Sword and Shield takes place in Europe, more specifically Britain, then obey would make sense within this connotation. Obey could also double as a nice subtle nod for obeying a master, a double entendre of sorts for both trainers making their own Pokemon obey them, or the Ghost Pokemon making the trainers obey them. This trainer has purple glowing eyes, which, well, that's not really natural, is it? Which poses the question, as being a Ghost trainer, meaning they're fulfilling their role and really getting into the role, or is there a good chance that a Ghost possessed this Pokemon trainer? How do we know that this is possible, though? Is possession even a thing? Well, if you look back at Generation 1 and 2, you can see that there are tons of Pokemon trainers that are possessed. First, in Lavender Town, in the Pokemon Tower, every channeler there is possessed by a ghost Pokemon of some sort, and maybe it's just the ghost around them, but they're clearly possessed. And you might see, bro, that's because Team Rocket and Marowak and ghost Pokemon do not normally possess trainers. And I would agree. I really would. If later places and other locations didn't have channelers that were also possessed. In Generation 2, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, channelers are seen in Morty's gym. But Morty's gym has nothing to do with distressing ghost-type Pokemon. So what gives? And Morty himself isn't possessed. He's quite capable and quite in his own mind. So then how are channelers possessed if they are outside the Pokemon Tower and there's nothing crazy going on with those type of ghosts in that confined space? Well, if we look at a few ghost Pokemon, we might be able to actually get our answer. Let's begin with the Pokemon that we know Allister has, Mimikyu, which happens to be a Pokemon that doesn't necessarily possess people, but disguises itself in a very similar way that Alistair does. Mimikyu happens to disguise itself because its true form is a terrifying ghost type. And as you can see, Alistair is wearing a mask and disguises himself. Maybe he's just trying to act and get closer to his Pokemon partner. Next, we have a Pokemon known as Yamask. Due to being a human a long time ago, it has memories of being a human. If someone wears the mask Yamask carries, they will then become possessed by the Yamask in question. This is very interesting, as Alistair looks as if he is wearing a mask as well. And wouldn't you know it, Yamask happens to be a ghost type also. There are plenty more Pokemon, which could be potential possessions, could possess people, like Gengar, who has been known to hang out inside people's shadows. There are ghost Pokemon that are extremely creepy, can be sadistic in nature. Even so, that doesn't necessarily mean Alistair is possessed though. So here's one more explanation that is viable. Perhaps because this is a massive stadium, and the gym leader here is the host, he could be putting on a giant show. A really good show. As you can see from the trailer, there's tons of people watching every time there's a Pokemon battle. Every time somebody comes to challenge this gym leader, a Pokemon trainer shows up and there's a huge crowd. It makes sense. He's getting into his role. He puts on the role because it attracts more people. To what end? This would go into Pokemon economics more than anything else. Are these people in the stadium actually buying tickets? Are they donating? Do you get paid for the amount of people who are viewing your content here? Maybe there's advertisements. Maybe this is broadcasted and they're paid by said advertisers. Or perhaps there's something else going on. But if that's the case, then getting into the role and putting on a really good show would be a very viable answer. If you look at everything he wears, the Pokemon he uses, you can see that it's clearly thematic to the Ghost-type Pokemon. And looking at his counterpart, Bee, she plays the role of fighting-type expert, the clothes, the attitude, and the actions. So perhaps Alistair's clothes, movements, actions, they're all just a show. Just to put it on for the trainer challenger, for the audience, for everyone to watch. Or perhaps it's much more sadistic to try and get into the challenging trainer's head. That he's actually possessed by a ghost, or he himself is so united with ghost-type Pokemon that there's no way anyone could beat him. Or perhaps he is actually possessed, and was possessed by wearing a Yamask's mask. Perhaps he ventured out, and he found one in some ruins, put it on, and had no idea what happened after that. I'm sure we will learn the truth when Pokemon Sword and Shield releases. But until then, don't be too scared, trainers. That's it for today's theory, ladies and gentlemen. Do you believe that Alistair is possessed, or is it all a show? Please let me know in the comments down below. As always, good gaming, and God bless. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, Pokemaniacs.
The others above, they must have been possessed. Kikiki! Quah! Getting handcuffed by the cops. Why did you attack the 10-year-old again? I was possessed. Be cursed with me! Quah!